Hello, beautiful people. Y'all are tuned into another episode of Let's Be Honest with Tone DeShields II. And as you guys can see, I'm joined by a very special guest, up-and-coming producer, rap artist, engineer, creator, entrepreneur, and founder of Mora Les Entertainment. Y'all know Lendelh, aka Club Lenny. You know what I'm saying? My guy, how you feeling? Welcome to the show. Thank you for gracing the podcast once again with your presence.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me. Definitely appreciate it.
For sure, man. I think the last time we spoke, it was you and Sam Daniels on the podcast. You know, I had you guys in my spot, and we had an amazing conversation. Had an amazing conversation about the music, about, you know, how you guys just been creating, keeping your foot to the pavement. You know, how have you been?
You know, I've been good. I've been, working on my next projects. Creation it comes like creativity. It comes like it doesn't come every day. So sometimes you gotta take breaks, and come back to it. But that's really what I've been on, just creating.
I feel that. And what I like to do with my guests, I like to ask them to rate on the scale of 1 to 10, 5 key areas of life that I deem as important to success. So to start off, as a matter of fact, I like to call it a life temperature check. Because like you said, every day we're not as creative. We have highs, we have lows.
Sorry, I'm having trouble connecting to the internet. It looks like
Come on, Alexa, really?
So try restarting it. Unplug the router.
See, that's the problem with technology these days. Alexa just be talking out of nowhere in the crib. My apologies. It's wild. It's wild. But anyway, like I said, life temperature check. So one of the 5 key areas we're gonna start off with is business. How would you rate your business right now on a scale of 1 to 10?
1 to 10. I'm gonna say 6. I'm gonna say 6.
Why 6?
6 because of the milestones, I'll say.
Okay.
Because of the personal milestones, I'll say. Yeah. We haven't reached certain points that, we can potentially go. But, I know we can get there. It's just haven't gotten there yet. But
it's all about the vision and just executing.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
I respect that. I respect that. You don't want to get too high, too low. You want to just stay focused on the task at hand.
Yeah.
I get that. And what about the next category, relationships? How would you scale up for yourself right now?
I'll say 8, maybe.
8?
Probably 8.
That's dope. That's dope. You want to expand on that?
Yeah, I mean, I believe I keep in touch with, everybody that I need to, family, friends, business partners, just I don't just not keep up with people, you know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
Yeah, I'm always kind of around,
Right. Now, what about yourself mentally?
1 through 10, where am I at mentally?
Right.
I'll say 8 too. That's an 8.
That's heavy. That's tough.
Yeah.
That's great, especially these times we living in. It ain't easy to, stay in that zen.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, cause me, I'm usually like to myself anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm reserved and I'm locked in on what I need to do. And spiritually and mentally, I really take care of myself in that way,
Word.
Yeah.
And emotionally?
Emotionally.
Scale of 1 to 10, how you see that for yourself?
Emotionally. See, I want to say 9 right now, cause
okay,
yeah, but I feel like that'll fluctuate. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that it
right,
might always be 9. I'm not. It's been 9 for a little bit, but you know, it could always go back to
yeah.
Somewhere else, just based off of life experiences and what's going on. You know, so.
No,
But
I relate to that. I relate to that.
yeah.
Because sometimes like you said, it's give and take. Some some feelings come, some feelings go. It all depends on the interaction. Somebody might have just you probably just got that wrong text message at the wrong time, and it's like everything is just shot right now. It's easy to go from a 8 or a 9 to like a 4 or 5, maybe even 6. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But that just come with like I said, that come with interactions. That come with the people you surround yourself by. And like you said, you rate relationships, friendships, so on and so forth at an 8 or a 9. So just having that balance, having that balance of the mental state and the relationships, that makes things emotionally that much easier. And you mentioned spiritually. Yeah. How would you rate yourself spiritually right now on a scale of 1 to 10?
I'll say 7.
7?
Yeah.
That's solid. That's solid.
It's 7, yeah.
Yeah, because I put myself around that area too. You know what I'm saying? Why would you say a 7 right now?
Well, I would say 7 because like I'm just I have certain practices every day, you know what I'm saying? Like, so if I know that I'm following through with these things and that I keep on going, it's like I feel, and the reason it's not 10 is because I don't discipline wise also. That's what I meant to say. Discipline.
That's the hardest part, really.
Because it's easy to float. You know what I'm saying? Go away from it, get caught up in other things, but for the most part, I'll say I still follow through with the things I need to follow through with, and I'm really in tune.
I feel that. For myself, it's like you said, discipline. We get so caught up in the material part of life, the physical part of life, and sometimes we start to stray away from the astral, the part of life that we can't necessarily feel, touch, we can't necessarily quantify.
Yeah.
So let's pull the Band-Aid off. Let's hop right into the podcast. So like I mentioned, last time you and I spoke, we was chopping it up at my crib, you, me, Sam Daniels, and we was discussing the Mutual Friends project that I still listen to this day, by the way. That I still vibe out to this day. For sure. But lately, and especially right now, the shine is on you, my brother, because lately it seems as though you've been leaning more into being in the spotlight. And that's just from what I see, just from a social media perspective. You've been dropping more on social media as far as videos and promos and different things going on with the content, with the craft, with the music.
Yeah.
Were you not as comfortable before making, overexposing yourself through the socials, or just being as transparent as it seems you've been right now, especially creatively?
Yeah. I think before I wasn't so comfortable showing my art, showcasing my art. You know what I mean? I'll say that. I've always had this vision though, like, as far as visuals or music videos or how I wanted to appear to the public as an artist. Like, I've always had this image of myself, and I feel like now I'm really able to do it now because insecurities aren't insecurities anymore. certain insecurities. You know what I mean? Some things we thought of, and now it's like let's get it. Let's really get out
because
there.
it's evident. It's evident. You know, the confidence right now for you is evidently growing. Like I said, you see it through the socials. You see it through you releasing more content on a regular basis, altering the way you actually deliver the content as well. Even from an artistry perspective, right? Because yes, your bread and butter is producing, crafting beats, right?
Yeah.
But you're not a slouch when it comes to the pen either, and I'll tell you that straight up. Which came first for you actually? Was it the rapping or was it producing?
Yeah, it was definitely producing for sure. Definitely.
Did you get your first beat machine at Christmas or somebody got it for? How did that work? Do you even remember the first beat you ever made?
Yeah, I think I do remember. I mean, I remember early beats, maybe not the exact first one. I remember I was real young, maybe 11 years old, and I was so into music. I was real curious. Like, I always wanted to know, how do you make sound? Like, how do you? I would listen to maybe like Lil Wayne, Carter 2, maybe something like that. And I'm like, damn, this sounds really good. Like, how do you do this? How do you put these sounds together? And then I, researched, and then we had a desktop computer in my dad's apartment, in my dad's room, and I would always, I downloaded a cracked version of FL Studio on that desktop and everything, and then I would be on that computer just interested, making beats, and on there till 12 a.m. Him telling me go to bed, I got school in the morning, and then 2014 came, and I remember this. I got this laptop, that PC laptop, 2014 Christmas, and that's when I started really making beats on my own time, like just really freely. It's like, I say that's when I really got super creative, started making EDM, club music, hip hop. You know what I'm saying? I was making EDM for a while, and then I came back to making hip hop because the EDM helped me get my skill for the craft up. It really helped me.
Because I can hear it. You. It's funny you say that. In the music, you clearly play around with so many different sounds. You play around with sounds that I personally don't hear a lot of up and coming producers touch on. Yeah. A lot of producers, they pretty much have a pretty set way of, I guess, how they do it, or you can hear you can hear their influence a little bit. But with you, it sounds, to me at the very least, it sounds very original. It's one of the things I told you guys before, you and Sound Daniels, y'all have a sound that I don't hear enough of in Philly.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's crazy because sometimes you gotta take a second and look around sometimes and just be open to hearing other artists in the city, other ideas, other concepts. But a lot of the times we just work with our head down, and we just create what we create what we have in our head. You know what I'm saying? Right. Basically.
So which would you say you probably get more satisfaction of? Because I mean, to me, it sounds like you get more satisfaction out of the creativity, the work that goes into crafting the beat, making a full length production. Excuse me.
What am I more satisfied with? You mean?
Yeah. So when it comes to either the rapping side or the producing side, okay, let me put it to you this way: which would you say you had more fun doing, on the rapping side? Because that's not necessarily what you, I guess you say, hang your hat on, but you enjoy, or the producing side, which is more so closer to your heart, more so your roots. What would you say you probably have more fun doing or get more satisfaction of, rapping or producing?
That's a hard one. I mean, I just get satisfaction out of creating. Like, I love creating. I mean, I'll say when I was younger, beat making was like I was super passionate about beat making. Like I just loved making beats. You know, I love downloading plugins, hi-hats, kick snares. I just love it. It's a lot of experiments that was never released to the public. So a lot of people don't even know what, I'm capable of, you know what I'm saying?
Wow.
But as far as now, I really enjoy like I still enjoy beat making, but I really enjoy putting words together, the flow, the rhythm of what's coming out, rapping in high pitch, rapping in regular voice, rapping in a lower tone. You know what I'm saying? So I mean,
Right.
And the inspiration is that I have is just I'm really inspired by hip hop. Like it's not it's just it's not
Who inspire you? Who inspire you right now? Currently.
currently it's crazy. I mean, man, well, Kendrick is a crazy influence, like super crazy. Like
I can hear that, and as far as the way you play with your voice,
yeah, I
the
mean,
levels, the cadences.
he's not afraid to experiment. You know what I mean? He's not afraid to really go into creativity in his head. And I'll say other than him, I've been I like Drake, Tyler the Creator, Earl Sweatshirt, uh, Jay-Z, Nas.
Right.
Uh, and the thing about Mac Miller, he was a very crazy because he had different. Do you listen to Mac Miller at all?
It's funny because Mac Miller was super heavy when I was in high school, and
Yeah.
everybody was on the Mac Miller wave. Me personally, being honest, I never really dove too deeply into Mac Miller's catalog. One thing I can say that one of my favorite projects by him is Best Day Ever.
Okay.
That's one of my favorite projects by him.
Okay. Yeah, the thing about Mac Miller is he makes beats also, and he has different like characters because he put out an album as Mac Miller, then he put out a mixtape as Delusional Thomas, and then he put out another mixtape as Larry Fisherman, and Larry Fisherman is who he is as a producer. So he has like different masks, and he's able to really create. Oh, and Eminem too. I didn't mention him, but he's able to create like this vision for the public. Like he's three different people, but it's all just Mac Miller. But it's amazing to me. Like it's
No,
really
that is tough to me. That's tough because he giving you a 3-dimensional view of who he is as an artist.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? So that's something I really admired about him.
Right.
People like that. It's like Kendrick and Eminem. They're different characters, and Tyler, Creator, different character type people.
Yeah, because for me, Kendrick is personally my favorite rapper, and it's so crazy how I gravitated towards him because I first found Kendrick when I first heard of Kendrick or even heard of Kendrick verse at the BET Hip Hop Cipher when he was on there with Tech Nine, MGK, who else did he rap with? Big Crit. I can't remember anybody else, but his verse stood out the most to me.
Yeah.
And his ability to just create images with his words. Like I honestly felt like when he was rapping, he was creating, he was painting this image, painting this picture with his words, and it was wild. It was wild to me. It was wild. It was the most colorful rapping I've ever heard. If I could describe it in any way, like his rapping was just so colorful, so vivid.
Yeah, that was crazy to me about Kendrick. He's just really, he's really that type of artist. Like you don't see that often.
Yeah,
at
all. Especially coming out the gate with that level of creativity. You think about how what he was doing on Overly Dedicated. You think about how he came out the game with C4, which was an homage to Lil Wayne Carter 3. Then you think about Section 80. You know what I'm saying? You think about Good Kid, Mad City, then to go from Good Kid, Mad City, then to Pimp a Butterfly, and then to give us Damn. It seemed like he always was able to tap into a deeper level of his creativity. Is that something you like to approach your music with? You always try to enter or try to access a new level of your creativity that you haven't accessed before.
Yeah, always. I always try to come up with something that wasn't heard before, really. Even if it was, I mean, at least something that's not so common, easy. You know what I mean? I like to challenge myself with things. Yeah, and the concepts too, you know, behind it. Like, and the thing about music now is like people don't always want to hear the deep concepts and the deep creativity, but you know, it's kind of challenging for me to find a balance between both of those. But you know, I always work through it.
Yeah, I think it's important regardless of what you create, to always stay true to what you do.
Yeah,
I feel it's easy for people to accept you as an artist, as a creative, when people see that in you. I feel like it becomes a little bit sketchy when people start to see you probably going out of character. You know what I'm saying? They probably start seeing you doing things that, hold on, wait. It's one thing to experiment, but this is not him at all. He don't even sound like him. You know, so like I think it's a, like you said, it's a balance, right? Yeah. It's trying to toe that line of your creativity, whereas though you don't want to totally disregard why people fell in love with you, but at the same time, you want to give them a new reason to stay in love with you. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm glad you said that too, because like you said, like you heard mutual friends, you know?
Right, exactly.
You know, a lot of people are expecting something like that out of me, you know, out of me and Sound, you know what I'm saying? Even if our mind has evolved from that place, you know, people still seem like they would like that type of that energy from us, you know what I mean? And you know, we mature as artists and as people in general, you know, you won't get the same thing, you know.
I feel that because if you think about Sound, right? Shout out to Sound Daniels.
Yeah.
You think about him, right? You hear him on Not Easy to Please, and then he give you verses like Milk and Honey. Yeah. You feel what I'm saying? So it's you truly see the growth in not just the rapping ability, but the flows and even the concepts. Quick question: you produced entirely Love Ain't Fair, correct?
I didn't produce Milk and Honey, but
okay.
Everything else, yeah, I believe so.
So I listened to the instrumentation, the production on Mutual Friends, and then I listened to it on Love Ain't Fair, and even is it Jaded Confessions, I believe.
Yeah. Yep.
I listen to the instrumentation on that, and I hear the willingness to play with voices, sounds in the backgrounds, with the tweaking vocals, high pitches, low pitches.
Yeah.
I personally got to give you credit for that, because once again, I don't hear that level of production, in my opinion, in the city. I just don't. I don't hear that willingness to step outside of the box or the fold. And I think that's what separates you, Sound Daniels, the entire Mora Les collective. I was just vibing out to Japhil's Honest.
Yeah.
I listened to which is a very dope project. I've been trying to get him on the podcast, but me and him been trying to figure it out. But thinking about the Mora Les collective in general, because alongside your music, you have this growing brand that you guys have been nurturing.
Yeah.
And you're the founder. You're the co-creator, you and Sound Daniels, correct?
Yeah. Yep.
So for those who don't know, what does Mora Les stand for or represent?
Mora Les is a Latin word for the dying, which we usually associate the dying with a dying breed of, you know, a dying breed of character, a dying breed of creativity, or but that's the meaning. You know, it also sounds like more or less, you know.
Right.
So it's a play on words as well.
Right. Right.
You know, so it's basically, and it's not like a record label or any. It's like it's a collaboration. You know.
Right. More of an imprint.
Yeah, yeah. So basically that's what we do, you know, associated with music, film, photographers, videographers, and stuff like that nature.
Word. So what's the mission of More or Less? What's that? What's your identity? What separates y'all from other imprints that's coming up in the city that's trying to make a name for themselves?
I feel like the difference with us is, you know, we really care, you know what I mean, about this, about create, like we're not trendy, you know what I mean, we don't follow the trends. We like to show our vision the best way we can through music and film, and you know models, or you know, whatever. We just like to really showcase our vision, and hope that we can inspire, you know, a younger generation, or even the older one, you know, just inspire people to be creative, you know. Seriously.
I feel that because I've been paying attention to the brand. I've been paying attention to the visuals. I've been paying attention to the promotion, the merch. Uh, like you said, you guys have your hands on more than just the music, film, creativity, art, live shows. Giving back to the community with the Warmth Project. The second annual More or Less Fest just passed over the summer. Yeah. You guys are doing a lot, and you guys are giving back in the process. How did the Warmth Project even come about?
The Warmth Project.
Yeah, how did you become associated with that? If that's like a separate entity.
Shout out to Rob Sonder and Mr. Loopies, because I remember we were at AMF, and we were in the back talking, and you know, I was just telling him, like, yeah, man, I want to give back one time. I want to like do a food drive or a clothes drive or something. Then out of that, that's how we got involved. You know, the whole More or Less and Free Spirit Cloud Company and Mr. Loopies came together to do that Warmth Project. So that's how that came about, through basically a conversation.
And for people that don't know, what exactly is the Warmth Project? What's your goal?
The Warmth Project is to help men, women, and children have warm clothes for the wintertime.
Got it.
Doing the drive, basically. So
I feel that. You're doing amazing work. Yeah. I think this is what y'all maybe second or third year doing it. I assume, correct?
Yeah, this should be the second year.
Second year?
Yeah.
That's who put that desire in you? Because a lot of people right now, they just focus on the creativity. They're not really worrying about giving back per se right now. They so focused on trying to find out what they can get, you know, through their content, through their creativity. What can they earn? How can they grow, so on and so forth. What made you want to dive right away into giving back to your community?
You know, because if I was in the position, I would, you know, I would be appreciative if someone gave back to me, you know. I didn't even have a home at a period of time, you know. Me and my mom and brothers, we slept on outside of a shelter before we were even able to get inside the shelter. Like,
wow.
Up in Shell, around Ogans, I think. But yeah, a while ago that happened. So during that time, if someone would have like donated clothes or whatever was necessary, food, canned goods, I would really appreciate that. Like, so it's like maybe we could be that for others that are in need also. So
I feel you. That is going through something like that, and I appreciate you for being so candid, being so transparent on the platform, because that's an extremely personal story that you just said light on. And a lot of people can relate to that. A lot of people can identify with that, believe it or not, whether they want to maybe admit that to the world or not, but you were able to.
Yeah.
Like I said, your confidence is clearly growing. And going through something like that with your sibling, with your mother, that does something to you emotionally. That can do something to you mentally.
Yeah.
How would you say, if it had, how do you feel that has shaped you as a man today? How would you say that defines you currently?
It basically helps me understand that you can get through anything. You know what I mean? Like, and it's like it gives you a certain warrior type spirit, I'll say. At least for me, you know what I mean? And it also it opens your heart too, you know? Like so you're not so focused on you. Like everybody's going through something you may not know, because nobody even knew that at the time either. I was going to school regular, like nobody knew. But it's like you never know what people are going through, so it gives me a little sense of intuition, more intuitive like mind. You know, when I deal with people, talk to people, it's like being non-judgmental, just accepting people how they are and stuff like that. So
Your level of empathy just goes through the roof.
yeah, I'll say, yeah.
Wow. So the Warmth Project, that came from a familiar place. That came from what you've been through. And that's something I really want to shed light on, because it's important to do things that's true to you. It's important to do things that come natural to you. It's also important to step outside your comfort zone. And you mentioned earlier you're an introvert. You don't really put yourself out there too much. You like to just lay low, keep your head down, and show and prove. And you guys have been showing improvement through the brand, building them, helping developing the One Project, developing an entire festival. How did the festival come about? Because when I found out you guys have the festival and then the second annual, I'm like, yo, these guys are really putting in that work. These guys are really trying to build a culture in this city. How did that materialize?
You know, me personally, I kind of looked at it as, giving ourselves a platform, because when you're an artist, it's not always, when you're an artist starting out, you're not really known. It's hard to get booked for shows, and it's hard to really like get out there sometimes. So as we started getting a little bit more out there, we actually put our own show together. Like, hey, this is More or Less. Look at, come see what we do. Come see what we're about. Yeah.
You got to create your own platform. You got to create your own avenue of access. You got to create you got to build your own light.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's, bro. You got to give you some more credit for that. I know you're a humble guy. I hear you a humble guy, bro. But that's really heavy. How many artists can really say they have their own festival, or they're putting on their own shows? They're able to form the network, the connections to connect with other vendors and people that have a space. And the dope thing about it is it's an outdoor space. It's kind of like a dome vibe, right?
Oh yeah. At the farm, yeah. And that's the same place where the Wolf Project was too. In North Philly. But yeah,
right. That's what 11th and Dolphin.
Dolphin, 11th.
Yeah. That's amazing. How did y'all find that venue? Was somebody y'all knew, or?
Like I said, shout out to Rob Sonder and Free Spirit Cloud Company. That's basically their space for urban creators, and that place is on the rise. People do events there. That's the spot. You want to throw an event, you want some traction, the farm. That's the place.
Shout out to the farm. Shout out to Rob Saunders.
Yep. Yes,
shout out to So when y'all was building, as you're building More or Less, it ain't easy, right? Especially when especially if you're trying to grow it, you're trying to get people to believe in it. You're trying to establish a footprint in this city, in this culture of music, fashion, entrepreneurship, creativity, artistry in general, right? What's some challenges, if there were any, what's some challenges you guys faced trying to build this brand? What was the hardest part about trying to carve out the identity of this brand?
Hard. Maybe the hardest part might be to, get people to come out, I would say, for something. You know what I mean?
Right.
Maybe because everything else comes natural. Like I said, it goes back to really being passionate about this, really wanting to do this. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, we're passionate about hip hop, so like this is all a part of it. You know what I mean? Like everything. And but I'll say that the most challenging thing was probably just having enough, being more recognized in order to get people to actually come out for it. Anything else like these clothes, Abu Henson, my brother, he did all that came, it's natural.
Merch is fire, by the way. The stitching, the details, simple, yet it's very, very different, very, very unique.
Yeah, appreciate that. That's all Abu right there.
Shout out to Abu, man, for sure.
Appreciate that.
So you mentioned something that was keen to me. You said most difficult part is just trying to get people to come out and just support. That's such a strange. Philadelphia is like one of the strangest places when it comes to trying to get genuine support. And I feel like I'm always trying to wonder why, but then the reason is right there. Philly is in this weird. I'll put it to you like this, bro. Philly just a city full of haters sometimes. It's really strange to me, man. I would never understand it. Love don't cost a thing. It costs nothing for you to show love. It costs nothing. Like it's a weird thing. Do you like building this brand, building your own identity? Trying to establish Club Lenny. Have you ever felt like the people that you thought was going to support you didn't come? Like, were you ever let down by somebody you thought, damn, I thought out of all people, I didn't expect you not to come through for me?
Yeah, I mean, I noticed it. Someone that I really thought, and it has happened. Someone who I thought would come through, or some people who I thought would come through, didn't come through. But at the end of the day, it's fine. This is my path. Like, so
right.
It's cool. You mean, like, I know everybody's not going to be able to make it also. And I know where we're headed. So it really doesn't matter, It's your choice to come out or not. But, if you do, I really appreciate it. If not, it's cool. I understand. I won't hold you to that. Like, it's fine. I'll have more events. I'll do more. I'll build more connections, because that's the only.
You ain't gonna be bitter about it.
Yeah, because you're not gonna get anywhere being bitter about it.
Facts.
You don't want that on your soul, on your spirit, you don't want that on you. You just gotta keep pushing, basically. Even if it's true how the city is with support or whatever, but the reality of it is you just gotta keep on pushing and keep going, because you're going in the right direction. To be able to do anything like that anyway, that's how you're in the right direction.
Yeah. I feel you on that. It's funny. Social media is a funny place because you'll post something, right?
Yeah.
And you'll post something. Let's say you just post a picture, a normal picture. You fly, whatever it may be. You may get like 100, 150, 200, like whatever it may. You may get a bunch of likes on that joint.
Yeah.
You post something related to your business, related to what you're trying to build, be it music, be it your entrepreneurship, whatever it is creatively that you're working on, you post it. Oh yeah, 10 likes, 15 likes, 20 likes. It's like, damn, like where these people go? Like,
And you know what's crazy about that? I'll do something like that, post something business related. It might not get us traction or as a picture. Then I go out to a function and people come up like, yeah, I saw your thing on the gram. Yo, that was hot. I'm like, damn. No like, no comment or nothing.
Yeah,
I didn't
yeah.
even saw it.
Bro, no fire emoji, nothing like no okay emoji. Like I can't get nothing.
I didn't even know you saw it. So it's like, I mean, but when I had that experience, I was, reassured that people are seeing it. I don't know what not liking something is about. Like, I don't know what that's about, but like I said, it is what it is. Gotta keep on working.
Yeah, you got the right mindset though. You got the right mindset. Ultimately, even for myself, right? Building this platform, building. Let's be honest, with Tone DeShields II, my more so interview based, my cultural platform, and also trying to build my sports platform as well. Chalk it up with Tone DeShields II, where I cover Philly sports and so on and so forth. Like you really you dedicate so much effort, so much time to something. And sometimes it is easy to get in your own way. It is easy to get in your own head when it comes to when we just getting caught up on the support or lack thereof, right?
Yeah.
Like we talked about earlier, it's important not to get too high, not to get too low on what you do. It's important to just keep working, because the work is going to show for itself.
Exactly. And it's not always about working hard either. Like, you don't gotta burn yourself out, stay in the studio, all like if the creativity not there that day, it's not there. I mean maybe because people pay for studio time. I record right here, my spaces, but I feel like you don't have to burn yourself out when it comes to certain things, and it's definitely about working smarter and not necessarily harder. You know what I mean?
Okay, now let's stay there for a second, because you said some people pay for studio time. You record right here in your own space. You took that time. You made that investment in yourself to create your own creative space, your own zone. Yeah. In other words, instead of going to the open runs at the rec, you built your own gym. You shooting in your own gym. Yeah. You getting their reps, you getting up shots in your own gym, and that can't be understated. That can't be something that's undervalued. I try to tell all artists that I know of, that I interact with. I say, yo, if you can, build your own studio space. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Invest in your own equipment. Do what you can so you're not relying on somebody else's time or studio time. Because I personally feel as though you put yourself in this box. You're trying to wring out creativity when you might not have it that day. Exactly. By you having your own space, your own equipment, by you making that investment in yourself, that sacrifice ultimately, because you could have put that money in other things. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You could have really put that money in other things. You probably could have went on a trip. You probably could have did this. You probably could have bought these sneaks. Probably could have went to this concert, this show, whatever it may be. But you decided to put that money, you decided to funnel that capital, funnel that equity into your own business plan, your own goal, your passion. That is something I truly admire in a creative, somebody who's taking the power in their own hands, building their own platform. Me personally, I did college radio. One of my dreams is to be on somebody's network, be on somebody's station, be on somebody's channel, right? Yeah. But I could wait for that and pray for that, or I can buy my own mics, buy my MacBook, you know what I'm saying? Buy my backdrop frames, buy my own equipment, get the software I need, create my own platform, create my own podcast, and do me. So which sound better? Now, sure, creating your own come with a lot of work. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But it's yours. It's your baby, right?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, yeah. And I always watch how you do your thing with the podcast, and I'm like, yo, that's really what's up, because like I'm so caught up in creativity that I put myself in your shoes sometimes. Like, damn, if I had a podcast or something, like how would I do this thing? Like, how would I interview people? What equipment would I get? Because I was thinking about getting a camera at one point too. But that takes a little bit more money and being an entrepreneur, you know, the money's not always consistent for that stuff, you know. But
right,
you know, I definitely feel what you're saying on that though, for sure.
definitely, man. Like
Yeah.
self-investment is so important when it comes to something you're trying to get to your own success. A lot of people rely on other people to try to put them in position, or they waiting with their hands open, and you're gonna be waiting for a long time for somebody to give you the shot.
Yeah.
You gotta create you gotta build your own court. You gotta develop your own dartboard and just keep hitting until you hit your mark. You gotta keep shooting, and everything gonna be perfect. You know what I'm saying? Like I record out of my house. I do everything out of the crib, man. I go to people sometimes. Like I do whatever I can to create. I do a lot of recording on my phone in 4K because you know the iPhones can do that now. Like I get creative with it.
It's
At
funny.
the end of the day, go ahead.
No, I was saying it's funny you said that because if you saw, I posted videos on Instagram of me rapping or posting a song that was off the iPhone, and I was like, you know what, I want to do a music video, but the budget probably not there the way I would want it. You know what I'm saying? Like I might be able to get one, but I really want a good video, you know. But
they look good though.
Yeah,
that was see you. And I had a feeling you. It's funny because I couldn't tell that you did that by yourself, right?
Yeah,
I couldn't tell that. But me knowing the plight of the struggling creative, understanding that everything ain't always at your fingertips, knowing that you ain't always got a team behind you or a large production company. How can I be creative right now and still deliver the message I want to deliver? How can I be unique in my own way? I'm watching your Instagram. I'm seeing you playing around with the zoom feature and the location, the filter or the hue of the video. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. One of my favorite videos is when you were just standing there in place and just rapping. Yeah, and you had like it was something stoic about it. You know, there was a level of artistry in it.
Yeah. Like I said, you know, I just, you know, first off, I just, if I learn anything from Wallow 267, is to use what I have. You know, I don't need a big fancy camera. If I don't have the money for it, I just gotta work with what I have. And like as far as the video, I really been observing for years celebrities, Philly rappers, Philly singers, artists, Philly videographers, and I'm really a student, you know. I take everything in. I sit quiet. I just watch and learn what I can from people, even if they don't got the most clout or the most popularity. You know, I can learn from everybody, and you know, when it's my turn to do something, you'll see what I've learned. You know what I mean?
Definitely. Yeah. Building more or less, having that mindset while building more or less is paramount. Outside of just having that mindset, building more or less requires more than just one set of eyes or one set of hands. You need to build that imprint, expand that identity, expand what the imprint means to the people, expand who's involved with the imprint.
Yeah.
You know, more or less is nothing without the minds and the people behind it, right? Yeah. So speak on the value of having a strong cast of individuals on the team, because this team is growing. I see it. Started out when you and Sound. You got Japhil. You know what I'm saying? Like you got. I think you guys just added another creative to the team as well. You guys are doing amazing things. Like speak on the value of having that team, that strong team behind you that you could trust, that you could rely on.
Now, this is something I had to learn because I actually absolutely hate working with a team, because I'm one thing, I'm particular about that.
I'm real hands on. I'll be over your shoulder like, all right, so you could have did like I'm real meticulous. But that come when you being a producer. You know what I'm saying? You got your hands on everything. So I think that's the producer side of you.
So you want things done right. You want things done neat. You want things presented the right way. You want to, you just really want to, you don't want no errors that you might catch that someone else might not catch. But you know, I had to learn, like, it ain't all about me. You know what I'm saying? And other heads will actually help, you know, boost the, like, I wouldn't have thought of this. I probably wouldn't have thought of this. You know what I'm saying? Or sound got more or less commercial. You know, that was sound who did that. You know, so you know.
Oh yeah, the one where y'all was down like Penn's Landing, and y'all was walking around the city, and I think y'all kind of had a bunch of people wearing the merch, wearing the gear, and bro, those visuals, whoever did that captured so much of the city while also capturing and painting a picture of what More or Less stands for. It was I gotta give y'all so much credit for just being able to craft something with just what y'all have. Y'all, I see the brand growing, and I have such high expectations for the brand. I have such high hopes for the brand, the imprint, and what you guys are building, man.
Yeah, for sure, man. It's on the rise. It'll be something greater, you know. It'll definitely be something greater, bigger than ourselves, bigger than we can even imagine. We just gotta keep on working, you know.
For sure. Now, pussy ain't enough when my soul ain't in it.
Damn.
The visual and the freestyle that came with that bar was dope as hell. Like I mentioned, that video, like just the artistry, dope, right? Yeah. What did that line mean to you at the time? Because I felt that line heavy.
It basically means pussy ain't enough if my soul ain't in it. If like it wasn't necessarily about just sex, you know what I'm saying? Right. It's about the woman as a whole. Like if I'm not really truly invested, if I'm not really connecting with you mentally, spiritually, if I'm not really, then just sex with you won't be enough for me to, you know,
wife you or like they commit to you, if anything, right?
Exactly, yeah. So, right. Exactly. Pussy ain't enough when it's average. You know what I'm saying? And if that feeling of sex is average, if that's the, you know, if that's the lowest level, the lowest thing you can get from a woman, because you can get a woman to help you with your business, help you with your mindset, help you elevate yourself. And, you know, the lowest thing you can get from her is sex. You know, that's not enough, you know. That's something I didn't know on Mutual Friends. That's so, you know.
See, that's interesting. That's interesting. The growth, the creative growth, the emotional growth, right?
Yeah.
At one point, well, let me ask you straight up. At one point, have you ever felt, and based off what you said, off saying you not knowing that when Mutual Friends came out versus now, did you ever find yourself placing lust over love? Or just lust over quality interaction, quality relationship.
Yeah, I think that's the one, quality relationship. I think I was confused. You know, if maybe I felt like if someone else like had sex with a girl that I was close to, then that guy won. But then it's not necessarily like that. You know what I mean? It's like it's deeper than that, and it's actually not that crazy at the end of the day. That used to be my biggest thing. Like, oh, I hope my girl don't cheat on me. I hope she not talking to other guys or something. But it's like, you know, at the end of the day, like that's very low level. You know what I mean? Like it's like maybe I should be more upset if she was, you know, helping him send emails to people or helping him. No, don't get me wrong though. Like, don't get me wrong though.
No, I think I get what you're saying though. I get where you're going.
I'm not saying it's acceptable or that's cool. I'm just saying, like, I shouldn't be too upset over that, where it's affecting me all crazy. You know what I mean? Like,
right. It'll hurt you more. Sex aside, it'll hurt you more if she was helping that nigga with his mental state, talking him to sleep. You know what I'm saying? It'll hurt you. It'll hurt you more if she was investing in his business while you trying to get your shit off the ground. Like it's beyond the lust. It's that lack of, I don't want to say lack of attention, but it's that lack of tender love and care that you giving me or that you're not giving me and you providing to somebody else. Yeah. You know, and that could be beyond intimacy or sex. Just that level of desire to help.
Yeah, it actually, yeah. And I'll say it is more of the intimacy for me, a little bit.
Yeah, because intimacy is levels of intimacy, right?
Yeah,
intimacy. Intimacy ain't just sex. And listening to your music, you touch on so many facets of intimacy.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm really it's hard to understand certain things about people, but you know, I'm really deep into another person's mind. You know what I mean? Like, I really try to get into that person's mind without asking, just by observing. You know, like really paying attention. You know what I mean? And that's why I say I learn from people. I learn from individuals, creatives, and I'm dealing with a woman. I'm really gonna get to know her by just observing her, like deeply, not just surface level, like really understanding her traumas or what she enjoys or what she's passionate about. Because, you know, people don't always communicate things because they don't always know how to. So
right. Sometimes you gotta just watch.
Yeah.
Pay attention to what they care about. Pay attention to what they're passionate about. You can learn a lot about somebody by just sitting there quiet and just watching them.
Yeah.
You can learn a lot about somebody just by seeing what they spend their money on, what they care about,
yeah,
how they spend their time,
yeah,
even what they eat. You know?
Yeah. And that's the thing. That's crazy you say that, because actually it's something in my head. I was just observing something with someone who they eat and like they drink a lot of soda. You know what I'm saying? And it's not. I'm not, you know, coming at them for the soda. It's how often, you know, how often it is, and it's actually looking like you need this. You know what I mean?
Right. You building this dependency.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's people that go like they go and be like, oh, I ain't had my coffee yet, leave me alone. It's like, damn, like you just drink some water, you know what I'm saying? Get your blood flowing. Maybe that's what you need. Like it's crazy. Like I'll tell you right now, bro. Like I don't drink soda often, if at all. Like it's crazy. I got these sodas in the fridge, right? They've been sitting there for the longest time.
Yeah.
I just don't, bro. I grab everything but that. Grab the water. Might grab some pineapple juice, some orange juice. Like I drink water more than anything. And people underestimate what you literally are what you eat. Like you literally are what you eat sometimes. All the time. Shit.
You know, yeah, it's crazy. I had phases of veganism, pescatarian, you know what I mean? But I think I just learned to accept, like, maybe I need to be overall healthy, because there's downsides to all these things: veganism, vegetarian, pescatarian. Like, there's effects to, there's good and bad with it, you know?
Right.
But I think if you're generally healthy, you know, taking certain things, understanding the natural herbs and things that you should probably, you know, get into it, read up on, like, you'll be all right. Everybody will be all right if they just took some time out to get informed. You know,
sure, taking that time, that extra, just being extra attentive to self, right? Yeah. Being extra attentive to what your needs are, physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, maybe creatively, right?
Yeah.
You mentioned that you said I'm just getting in the habit of enjoying my own art.
Yeah.
You said that not too long ago.
Yeah.
Was there? I need you to speak on it a little bit more, because I gotta know, was there a disconnect between you and the music at one point, or or are you just hypercritical of your own work?
Yeah, I feel like I was just definitely hypercritical, you know, because even like I'm gonna just keep going back to mutual friends. Everybody kept, you know, and I appreciate them too, but they would tell me how good they thought mutual friends was, and I'm like, y'all think this is good? Like, yeah, y'all have no idea what we're really capable of if y'all think this. But and it was also
you saw how hype I was when I heard it. I'm like, I gotta get these guys on the podcast now.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I heard, I'm like, I'm bro, I ain't ready to cut you off, but that was a well crafted project for two guys that's up and coming. That's well crafted.
Yeah, I think it might have been the rawness. People might enjoy the honesty and rawness in it, you know. So that's something that we continue to do. But you know, I feel like I might not have been as confident in my art. You know, I might have been too caught up in what other people were doing and thought, oh, he's doing this, that's real cool. She's doing that. Oh, they got more clout. They people mess with that, but they might not mess with this if I drop this. But I just had to really learn to just do it, like, because I know my vision is really great. I know I have a lot of creativity in me. So why am I so like doubtful? You know. Yeah.
It's hard though. It's not easy though. You know, we ain't gonna sit here and act like having that utmost belief in yourself is the easiest task. You know, we see people on Instagram that seem to be super confident what it may be, but behind closed doors, they may just be trying to they pray every day or whatever it may be. They got certain things they do to just keep themselves in the right space, right? It's like we said earlier, creativity come and go, confidence come and go. You know, we're not these, you know, emotions, mentality, spirituality, life in general, it's fluid. It's never something, it's not static, or you know, it's something we never completely figure out, right? I feel like we're constantly on this perpetual state of just growth. I believe you're either getting worse or getting better. You're never the same.
Yeah.
You're never the same. So I think it's important for us as creatives, you and I, to really just start appreciating our journey and understanding that the journey is so important to success. How many people do you know that want to just fast track their success?
Yeah. Can't. No.
Because the path is yours uniquely. The path is uniquely yours.
Yeah.
Why miss out on all the things that you can potentially come across through your path to success, or whatever your path may lead you? Sometimes the path may lead you somewhere that you probably never thought you would be.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I was saying for real, it might lead you to somewhere you wouldn't even have thought, you know?
For sure. And then you mentioned the rawness of mutual friends and how you can go back to it and you can hear the flaws and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's natural to outgrow our art, right? It's natural to outgrow our previous ideas.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this. Can you honestly say you're finally beginning to appreciate your story for what it is and what it isn't?
Yeah, for sure. And for what it isn't, that's an important part too, you know. But yeah, I just like to embrace everything now, like, you know, because other people may have gone through similar things, like on mutual friends, stuff like that. So I mean, you know, I have no problem telling my story, because I got one thing that's still about me is I have to express feelings. I still got to get it out, and that comes through constructing the beat, or sometimes that's not enough. Sometimes I got to get on there and say something, you know? So, yeah, that's really what it is.
Sometimes you wake up in the middle of the night, you got this sound that just keep playing in your head. You're like, oh, I gotta create this sound. I'm gonna be glued to this computer screen until I get these emotions out, this feeling out, this sound out. You know, because listen to the production, that's again another unique thing about your production is I feel like I can feel you. You know what I'm saying? I can feel where you are mentally.
Yeah.
When it, just based off the direction maybe the beat is going, or maybe the vocals you decided to use or play with. I was listening to the Archive collection, and you had this one song that you sampled, the Spice Girls.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, yo, it was tell me what you want if you really, really want. Like, you sampled that. And I was just, I'm like, yo, who would have thought to sample this sound, sample this song, and use it the way he used it? Because it completely gave me a different vibe than what that song originally was at one point. You know what I'm saying? I can't remember the exact song it was. I don't know if it was Demon or Lust. Maybe 12th House. I don't know. But again, your ability to just emulate what you're feeling, what you're going through the music, through the production. Amazing, my brother. Amazing. And I'm so looking forward to what you guys got coming next. And as I mentioned before, you seem revitalized, even re-energized right now, bro. Your confidence seems at an all-time high. I can tell something is coming.
Yeah.
I can tell something is coming. You priming for something, you gearing up for something. And I'm super excited for it. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, you've been more active on the socials. I'm pretty sure, like you said, you've been working on projects. The visuals been amazing. The intention has been there. Having live shows at Pentridge.
Yeah.
Like you've really been stepping into your own, my brother, and I'm supremely proud of you. So what can the people, to close out, what can the people expect from Club Lenny and Mora Les Entertainment? Be it new music, art, videos, events, initiatives, whatever it may be, whatever you got going on, please let the people know. Whatever is to come, tease it, whatever it is, bro. We need to know. We need to know what's going on. We need to keep up with the Mora Les brand, the Mora Les imprint, Club Lenny himself.
Yeah, so a while ago, me and Sound was talking, and we was like, we doing everything else outside of the music, so we really wanted to get really back into the music, you know what I'm saying? Back into what people really mess with us for, That's why I have a project coming. I've been working for a long time. Like, I haven't dropped anything in like over a year, but it's just because I want to elevate my sound, and I'm really trying to work. You know what I mean? I'm really trying to push the culture for real. And it sounds crazy coming from me, but like, I'm really trying to push the culture as if I'm like Kanye West or something. You know what I'm saying? I'm really
hey, Lendelh, cut that shit up. I know.
Yeah. So I'm really trying to push things, and Sound, he's working. Japhil is working. Japhil is actually, I can't even say it, but he's actually working on something that's going to have the community involved also. Sound, he has his basketball academy coming for the youth. You know what I'm saying? Me, I'm working on another Club Lenny event, and like I said, projects and music, and Lendelh merchandise also. That's what we do.
Yeah, that's gonna be amazing, bro. I saw the website too for Club Lenny, like dope website. Like I said, man, I'm super proud of you guys, man. It's how can you not support it? How can it be something you can't get behind? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you guys are really moving in the right direction. You guys are trending. You guys are trending to new heights that maybe we haven't even thought about yet, right? My guy, like you, man. I'm just real big on giving flowers, bro. And some people can call it what they want to call it. I'm just real big on giving people flowers, giving people a platform to really share their creativity, trying to get people outside their comfort zone so they can speak on what they do. You know what I mean? Because not many people. It's funny. I bring people on the podcast sometimes. They be like, "Wow, like I never had an interview before. I never did this before." You know what I'm saying? I'm like, bro, just do you. Like, I want to promote you. We're gonna talk about you. I want to get to know you. Find out things about your creativity that we never really tapped into before. You know what I'm saying? And bro, like, I really appreciate you for coming onto the platform, my man. Like, like we truly blessed to have you on the platform, man. Like, this is your second time on the platform. Many more times to come. More times to come.
I appreciate you for having me, and I was real intrigued when I saw you had the wolf on it.
It's funny you said that. Everybody was like, yo, you got nasty nine on this, John. Yeah. I'm like, yo, for real.
I was like, yo, that's something, you know. So
yeah, I appreciate that, man. That was it's funny that came about through a mutual connection. Somebody that I had on my podcast before, and they real close to the Wolf. They real in tune with what he doing. As a matter of fact, his business manager reached out to me, somebody I'm cool with, and he was like, "Hey, bro, I wanted to know, can I bring my guy on your podcast?" You know, and I'm like, "Oh yeah, bro, you already know." And I found out who it was, and I'll be totally honest, I wasn't as privy to how heavy the Wolf was until I did my due diligence preparing for that podcast.
Yeah,
you know, because I don't be too locked in on the socials that much. I post and I dip. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So I wasn't as in tune with his impact on the people like everybody else was. So me being me, I take preparation seriously. So I locked in on the content, locked in on everything he'd been doing my research, just being real intentional. You know what I'm saying? And just being real organic about it. I'm like, wow, this man really touching a lot of people, really got his hands on a lot of things. And, you know, this is a big interview for me. You know what I'm saying? Like bigger than what I thought it was at the time. You know, and after the fact, it was like you said, it was just people that was saying the same thing, like, yo, you got the Wolf on your joint, you got Nasty now on there. I'm like, yo, I didn't realize he was. No disrespect to him, I didn't realize he was this heavy out here.
Yeah,
I really didn't realize that.
Hey, you gonna get that, man. And I know all these interviews you've done, you know, people are gonna say that, like, oh, you had so and so when they were maybe a smaller artist, like it's gonna come back. And I know you're gonna have like bigger acts on your podcast too. So I'm really
sure, man.
Yeah.
Thank you, bro. I really appreciate you, man. So on that note, again, thank you so much for coming on to the podcast, Lendelh. You want to promote your social media, the website as well for Club Lenny?
Yes, sir. I'm on all social media at Lendelh. That's Lendelh. Apple Music, Spotify, SoundCloud, YouTube Music. Lendelh. And you know, you can check out my website where everything you stay in tune at clublenny.com. CLUBLEELENNY.com. So yeah, you check me out.
For sure, man. And again, Lendelh, thank you so much for coming on to the podcast, my guy. Make sure you guys go lock in on Lendelh's music. Like he said, Apple Music, Spotify, wherever you can find, wherever you can stream music, the content is there. Lendelh. Make sure you guys also go lock in on Club Lenny and keep your eyes open for more things coming from Mora Les, because those guys, that imprint, that collective is really giving you guys dope content, dope visuals, dope energy, and just wearing their heart on the brand, making sure they touch the people, making sure they get back to their communities. How can you not support it? How can you not align yourself with it? And like I say, I'm blessed to have met Lendelh. I'm blessed to have known Sam Daniels for as long as I have, to know his brother Travis for as long as I have. You know what I'm saying? Like those are my guys for a long time. So shout out to those guys. Shout out to Mora Les Entertainment. And shout out to you, Lendelh, for coming onto the podcast. So, as I always say, my people, one love, stay humble, stay healthy, most importantly, stay hungry. You guys were locked in on Let's Be Honest with Tone DeShields II. And we out of here.